In the mystical realm of Ethoria, where the sun dipped into the horizon and painted the sky with hues of crimson and gold, Princess Eliana grew up in the loving care of her parents, the king and queen. The kingdom of Everwood, with its lush forests and sparkling rivers, was a haven of peace and prosperity, where the people lived in harmony with nature. But fate had other plans. A dark and powerful sorcerer named Malakai had long coveted the throne of Everwood. He forged an alliance with neighboring kingdoms, and together they launched a brutal attack on Everwood. The war raged on for months, with both sides suffering heavy losses. Despite their bravery, the king and queen of Everwood fell in battle, leaving Princess Eliana alone and adrift. With a heavy heart, Eliana fled her homeland, seeking refuge in the distant land of Colonia. She traveled under the cover of night, using her knowledge of the forest to evade capture. As she journeyed, Eliana encountered many dangers, from ferocious beasts to treacherous terrain. But she persevered, driven by the hope of finding a new home and rebuilding her life. After many long and arduous days, Eliana arrived in Colonia, a land of breathtaking beauty, with its snow-capped mountains and crystal-clear lakes. She settled in a small village, where she was taken in by a kind-hearted family. It was there that Eliana met him, a handsome and chivalrous young man named Finnley. Finnley was a skilled warrior, with a strong sense of justice and a heart of gold. He was immediately drawn to Eliana's courage and determination, and she, in turn, was captivated by his kindness and bravery. As they spent more time together, Eliana and Finnley realized that their feelings for each other went far beyond friendship. They fell deeply in love, and their bond grew stronger with each passing day. But Eliana's past soon caught up with her. News of her parents' death and the fall of Everwood reached Colonia, and Eliana knew that she could not stay hidden forever. She confided in Finnley, telling him of her royal heritage and her desire to reclaim the throne of Everwood. Finnley, being the noble and loyal companion that he was, vowed to stand by Eliana's side and help her achieve her goal. Together, they began to gather a small army of trusted allies, preparing for the battle ahead. The day of their departure finally arrived, and Eliana and Finnley set out on their perilous journey back to Everwood. They traveled through treacherous landscapes, facing countless dangers along the way. As they approached the borders of Everwood, they were met with resistance from Malakai's forces. The dark sorcerer had established a ruthless regime, enslaving many of the kingdom's citizens and forcing them to toil in his dark mines. Eliana and Finnley led the charge against Malakai's army, fighting bravely and selflessly. The battle raged on for hours, with both sides suffering heavy losses. In the heat of the battle, Eliana faced off against Malakai himself. The dark sorcerer unleashed his full fury upon her, but Eliana, with Finnley by her side, stood firm. Using all her skill and cunning, she managed to defeat Malakai, shattering his staff and rendering his dark magic useless. With Malakai defeated and his army in disarray, Eliana and Finnley emerged victorious. The people of Everwood, who had been living in fear and oppression for so long, rejoiced at their liberation. Eliana, with Finnley by her side, was crowned the rightful queen of Everwood. She vowed to rule with wisdom and justice, restoring her kingdom to its former glory. And so Eliana and Finnley lived happily ever after, ruling Everwood with kindness, courage, and wisdom. Their love had conquered all, even in the face of overwhelming adversity. The kingdom of Everwood flourished under Eliana's rule, becoming a beacon of hope and freedom in a world filled with darkness and despair. And Eliana and Finnley's love remained strong, a shining example of the transformative power of true devotion.